Alright guys, welcome back to the Vienna MCQ. I'm Matej, this is Matthias.
Hi.
And we already have some couple of players ready in our feature match area getting ready. We've come a little bit of full circle. We started off the day with Cyprian and Gawron. Someone you chose, Matthias.
Yeah, because
tell us why.
He was the winner of both our FNM on Friday, as well as the Planeswalker weekend standard tournament we held yesterday. He managed to top 8 and then take down the tournament. Unfortunately, he lost the first round. We covered him, but he's back at it again. And we're gonna take a look. He's 4-1 now.
4-1, so 4 straight wins. 4 straight wins from for him, and yeah, well done, because he got crushed pretty badly. It seemed like in round 1, but then rallied back with 4 wins. And Lukas Paugsch is actually a compatriot of mine, an 18-year-old kid from Košice, Slovakia, but he's actually he's quite good, and picked up a loss, I think, to Helmut Summesberger. But
which you guys had on stream last round.
Exactly, but he rallied back, and he's now 4-1. He's on mono red. When I talked to him, he is like not a traditional like aggro player or anything like that, but he just said like it's the best deck. Why should I not play it? He lost the die roll though, so this might be fairly close. We'll see about that as he goes with the Fanatical Firebrand on turn 1.
Yeah, which I'm a fan of. You're apparently not so much.
I mean, it does a job as long as it keeps swinging and dealing damage. Like on turn 1, I like it. It's fine. It's a bit the later is worse, and I suspect Grixis does not have a great mono red matchup.
I don't think so either. He has a lot of Planeswalker removal in his deck, so 3 and 4 mana removal, which does not match up very well against the aggressive draw with 1 mana and 2 mana creatures.
He does have, I see in his sideboard, he has a Moment of Craving, he has Enter the Gardetrons, even main deck. He has 2 main deck. I think that's probably the best way. If he stabilizes enough and gets to cast those, he'll be in good shape. Let's see if he can do something with 3 mana. Maybe Cry of the Carnarium? No, Bedevil. That's fine.
It's okay, but still, it's a 3 mana spell against a 2 mana creature, but...
I think there's 2.
See a third land?
I don't think there's a third land. I see 2 G2 Lava Runners, and I think I saw an Experimental Frenzy. So now I think Lukas is hoping that, okay, if my opponent had Cry of the Carnarium, he would have played it the turn before. We know that Cyprian, maybe he might have a Ritual of Soot as well. Like, I think we saw it last time, right? He plays 2.
Yeah, two main
and 2 Cries.
Yeah.
Oh, just a Nicol Bolas Ravager.
Which is also quite good here. 4/4 is quite the body.
Maybe if Lukas can discard a burn spell, then he could untap and play a burn spell to pump up his G2 Lava Runners.
Yeah, maybe Lightning Strike, take out the Nicol Bolas with help of
Firebrand. Yeah, that would be nice. He looked at his shock that if he wanted to discard. I think he needs to keep the Frenzy in his hand. Also, that's why he's thinking about discarding Goblin Chain Roll. Interesting. All right, does he
still missing third land?
Okay, does have a light up the stage. That might help. So I think he might shock into light up the stage and hope to hit some land. Because if he does and builds towards that Experimental Frenzy, he should be in a good spot. I don't think there's usually answers for the card in Grixis decks.
No, don't think so either. Unless it's gets taken out of the hand. It's a safe card on the battlefield. We'll see if it chooses the line. Yeah, goes
shock
for the head. And light up the stage.
All right, let's see what the 2 cards are gonna be. Okay,
there's 1 land.
No, Aviation Pyromancer. That's also fine. He still has a shock. He can actually now attack with Lava Runners and try to trade. Oh no, he actually played the shock to face, so that's why he has to pass the turn here.
I think his last card in hand is another Chain Whirler. I'm not 100% certain.
Yes,
though.
Frenzy for sure. Possibly a Chain Whirler to go with that as well. Okay, there's the Ritual of Soot. All right. Take 1. He was might have been slow rolling it, but in great spot here where he also was able to stabilize the board with the Nicol Bolas and can start swinging it back.
Exactly, immediately getting pressure back on. Now it's the aggressor, and we'll see if Lukas manages to hit the 4th land. There it is.
He does, but does he go for the Frenzy now? Yeah, he does. He's not waiting. This card is the best one. Yeah, I think the Pyromancer will go away. And now is Lukas' chance to do something here. He still needs to maybe hit some big turns. Ooh, that's gonna take care of something here.
All the boluses. Yeah.
Okay, so he plussed it right away. Right, so it's either going to be a land or a card.
Yeah, well, he's gonna exile the card in hand
Yep.
because he can't play it anyways.
Yep.
Bolas comes in again.
He's going. He wants to read it just to make sure that.
What happens if I don't have any cards in hand?
Yeah, exactly. All right. So quick peek. I'm sure he can play any. Ooh, another
not from-
frenzy. No, a
No,
Chandra.
A bit better though. He would have
Not
liked to have
great,
some.
yeah.
some cheap
He will
spells.
plus it. He might plus it here. He doesn't have to plus it right away. So he can look with the frenzy. Yeah. So he put 5 counters on it right away. So it's lightning strike. He's not gonna be able to play that. So it's not a land.
Not a land in hand.
Yeah. Now Cyprian has to be careful a bit with he has so many cards in his hand. Jeez. It looks like okay. So now gets rid of the Chandra.
Has a Liliana in hand. Plays another Bolas.
Wow. All right. Fortunately, Lukas doesn't care about what he has in his hand.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Cyprian is just trying to make sure that the small nickel balls can finish the job. Okay, that's gonna draw. Okay, Firebrand.
There's the Firebrand turn.
A land.
7 or something like that.
Probably just another land for him. Yeah, he had a Viation Pyromancer. What to
Oh.
do with the small Firebrand?
Doesn't look too good. Is he sending the ape in?
Ping for 1. It's also, I think Cyprian is also very close to flipping the nickel balls if he really wanted to.
Yeah, he's 1 mana off. Although I think the 4/4 will be good enough to finish the job.
So many cards still, yeah. And Lucas's draw wasn't that bad, but
He stumbled a bit early on
a
mana.
bit, yeah, when he didn't hit the 3rd land right away. Yeah, now Lucas has to actually read it.
What does this do?
What does this do exactly?
I think at this point it's just the
maybe
front side is 4/4 and it
yeah,
kills me in 2 turns.
Maybe he's like kind of like thinking like, oh, I want to read it just to make sure that I kind of motivate Cyprian to flip it so that it doesn't like
Gets a few
kill
more
him.
turns.
Yeah.
Yep.
Attack face.
Ape goes in.
Yeah, down to 13. Let's see.
Narset.
Liliana, jeez.
So many options.
Yeah, if there's a
Still nickel bolas on the field. Pyromancer gets exiled.
I mean, I've seen Frenzy do crazy stuff before, but now
Okay,
that
now
that
with
Ugin
Ugin.
kills the experiment, it's over. That's probably the best way to answer that. So, Nickel Balls and his bro Ugin, like his real brother.
Yeah, not himself.
And so Cyprian Gawron is up a game here with Grixis deck. I thought he would not be that favored, but doing well so far. We'll see if Monored can claw some games back, because I would think that this matchup quite heavily favors Monored, but after Cyborg I think it might become a bit more close. I see the Moment of Craving, Vraska's Contempt potentially as well.
Another Enter the God Eternals.
Yeah, well, Legion War was probably not, but maybe Ritual of Soot. Depends on what he wants to bring out. There's, I think, Elder Spell is probably going to go out. Thought Erasures are questionable. Can be good.
Can be good if he hits the expensive spells, Chandra
Exactly.
or...
Yeah, maybe some
Frenzy.
stuff like Rekindling Phoenix or whatever. But I assume Liliana is too expensive. 6 mana is just way too much. Narset, I don't know how good she is, but at least she digs for.
she does something, I think.
Yeah, she digs for the ritual and the cries to stabilize the board if he so needs it.
How good do you think Search for Escanta is post-board in this
Very
matchup?
slow, especially on the draw. I think it might be too slow, so I can see that being bored out. And let's see what Lukas is working here. So I think he's going to bring in the Legion War boss. Might bring in the Tybalt as well.
Stop some life gain.
Mountain and Experimental Frenzy can also come in. So in theory, Daredevil, but I'm not so sure if it's going to be that great here. He also doesn't know exactly what his opponent is running, so it just probably depends how slow he wants to go.
I mean, the sweet play of playing your Daredevil, getting to cast, I don't know, Bedevil to kill the opposing Planeswalker. You're already pretty far behind at that point, so... Direfleet Daredevil, an interesting new technology, I think, in the sideboard against the Dreadhorde decks.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it does a few jobs, and like it's fairly versatile, I would say. I kind of like it. and it just does a lot of different things, especially if you know that you're going to go into grindy games.
Yeah.
It's a nice way to actually get some stuff out of the yard and get some nice card advantage going. And the body's not too bad, not too shabby.
Especially the first strike ability is very relevant with Shade Light Ranger and Merfolk Branchwalker running around.
Yeah, I quite enjoy actually Dire for Daredevil, just to have maybe some thought erasures as well, or some removal spells to keep the pressure going. What's going on here?
I think we're
Lucas
still
probably
in progress of boarding, right?
Yeah, I think Cyprian is ready, and Lucas just still thinking about the final few cards. This is much tougher because, as we talked about earlier in the day, when you talk about Grixis, there's so many different things that could mean Grixis. There could be Thief of Sanities, but not. We know there's none in the 75 of Cyprian, so it really it's
Shock
very
might
wide.
be a good card, or it might be a almost a dead card. So
that makes it very difficult for Lucas to sideboard properly. So we'll see how he decided to board here. He might have some more information now, but almost always the mono red deck is going to become a little slower, a little more resilient.
Yeah, you already mentioned the additional mountain. So he's able to cast his more expensive spells.
Yeah.
The 3 Tybalts are interesting. An interaction I find a bit annoying is when you cast Tybalt and the enemy has Vraska's Contempt on it. Gets to exile the Tybalt and still gain the life.
Yeah. Still, Vraska's Contempt has been on the downswing, and I think Lucas kind of has to know that his opponent does have. If Lucas knew that his opponent has entered the God Eternals, he would for sure bring it in. But at this point, he doesn't know. And while it still does a job against Moment of Craving or not Vraska's Contempt, but still, it can still do this. Look at that. He brought in the Dire Fleet Daredevil. He only has 1 land, I think, and he might have 2 Daredevils. But Cyprian is the mulliganing, so...
I think it's 1 Lava Runner, so maybe he can...
But I assume that if Cyprian is already shuffling, I assume Lucas said he's keeping. Yeah. Risky.
He can go Lava Runner and... try the hit of skew, not skew up, light up the stage.
Light up the stage, yeah, Spectacle.
Spectacle next turn.
You weren't far off. Skewer is card with the same mechanic. It's
same mana cost.
Yeah, it's people stop playing Skewer the Critics though, and it's understandable. It's a fine card, but burning your opponents out has not happened as often. You usually just use your creatures to a big advantage. And the thing is, when you need to play Skewer, usually you don't have many ways to trigger it. Because you first have to attack, and
it can be very. It can be very awkward.
Yeah, exactly. So
Cyprian is taking another mulligan.
Yeah, because that was a fast one too. It's just look at his hand, poop.
Yeah, probably all lands or no lands at all.
All right. If you noticed, if you're watching, you can notice in the Twitch chat, the mod of the channel has posted the coverage, and you can find there the standings, the pairings, and the metagame breakdown. If you're interested, if you're following along to see how your friends are doing, just go to that website and you can find out.
We'll find out if a mulligan to 4 already will be able to beat the 1-land hander. So this is gonna be hopefully not an awkward game where one player mulligans to 4 and the other never finds a second land. We do want to see some magic, so...
Yeah. Okay, that's 4 cards.
I mean, he has still no lands, right? But
I don't think so, no. It's very awkward. Yeah, now Lava Runner, go.
I think it's just draw, go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I think Lucas is relieved at this point. I mean, the mulligan to 4 already spelled good news for him.
Does he have? He found the second land right away. He has Daredevil, doesn't wait around.
Yeah.
And they're going to game 3. It's like
probably the fastest game of the day.
Yeah, it was like, who's gonna draw his land first? And Cyprian just had 0. I mean, did he bore out some lands or something? It doesn't seem that way. Poor guy. But these things happen.
Yeah, it's part of the game.
Unfortunately, yeah. He changes sideboarding, which I quite like. It's probably different when you're on the play on your draw, what you want to be doing. So it does make sense that he's gonna try to find something. Okay, he takes down Bedazzle, I think. He maybe thinks he doesn't need the early move rule. I think he also an
Narset. It's a second card.
Yeah. He's keeping the Ugins, which I like because it's one of the only ways to deal with the experimental frenzy.
Yeah, we just saw it in game 1. I mean, just saw it. We had a game 2 already, so We saw it in game 1. Handle the frenzy, also providing some potential blockers, maybe jump blockers, or against Chandra you can go on the aggressive route.
Yeah. At least Cyprian is like shuffling fast. Like
Yeah.
even the 3 mulligans didn't seem like that big of a deal.
Exactly.
So that was nice.
And he wasn't pondering for very long about them, so.
Yeah.
Lukas is like, thank God I get to keep another 7, hopefully with more lands.
Yeah, Lukas probably it was like a get out of jail free card,
Yeah.
right? Because like his hand did not seem very good.
No, this sketchy keep, but it paid off. I mean, he did draw the second land immediately, so.
How lucky. A little kid luck. Actually, Lukas has not even graduated yet.
Really?
Yeah, he's graduating high school this like this month or next
Shouldn't
month.
he be at home, like studying then, or?
He's very smart. I think he's already well prepared for the final exams. You call it in Austria Matura.
Matura,
Yeah,
exactly.
so it's very similar in Slovak. It's Maturita. So, but it means the same thing.
I see a lot of lands for
Yeah,
Cyprian.
land, but I also thought erasure and maybe a duress as well. I think the leftmost card might be a duress. Yeah, and both players keep their 7. Wow.
Yeah, I love playing foil cards, but for coverage sometimes it can be annoying to
you
figure
look,
out.
even normal cards get
Yeah.
immense amount of glare. I think there was Lava Runner. There's the Thought Erasure. War Boss.
He did board in a War Boss. Lava Coil at the
Double
bottom.
War Boss though.
Double War Boss and a Lava Coil in
Lava
hand.
Coil is interesting. I think he's probably scared of the nickel bolas.
Yeah, it was doing a good job game 1, keeping him at bay,
Yeah,
and
but
then like finishing the game.
yeah, but the Lava Coil is really bad against
I think
everything
it's
but
only,
nickel
yeah, I
bolas.
think it's only good against bolas.
Yeah, maybe if
Maybe if it anticipates the Enter the God Eternals and then finishes off the token, but at this point,
yeah, there's the rest was binned, but another one was played, so that's gonna bin the Lava Coil, right?
Yep.
Now, no other options now. And I think like even if Lukas now plays the
it's a frenzy, right?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, now the War Boss, I think Cyprian might think, okay, this is fine because he just takes 2 if he has Ritual of Soot or Crafted Carnarian, he can deal with the board. But he's gonna struggle really hard if Lukas untaps into the frenzy. Ooh, there's the Enter the God
Eternals.
Takes 2 here. I think we're gonna see the Ritual.
Oh,
No,
Nicol Bolas.
Nicol Bolas. Interesting. So that's why I was so happy to discard the Lava Coil. And Lukas discards a land of his own.
Draws another land.
Okay.
I think we're
Lands
gonna
aplenty.
I think we're gonna see frenzy now for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, he attacks with the Lava Runner and the second token as well.
This is rough. I mean, he's gonna play the frenzy no matter what, but like Cyprian has again like managed to find a way to stabilize. I mean, Thought Erasure to Duress and Nicol Bolas is a great way to get rid of cards in hand, but Lukas can win on the back of the experimental frenzy if the game goes long enough, even through into the God Eternals.
The question is if he's fearing like the same play pattern that Cyprian showed in game 1, where he casts a Nicol Bolas, follows it up with Ritual of Soot, then I think he would be inclined to attack here.
Mm-hmm.
Frenzy is coming down for sure.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
free spells.
No free spells, but maybe he wants the information if there's like an instant on top that he can play during his upkeep.
Mm-hmm.
If that gives him some more information whether to attack now or not. I mean, the Goblin token obviously has to attack.
Yeah, one of them has to attack. I think Lukas has to decide if he wants to swing with everything. I mean, at this point, I would probably swing with everything, just because I would think that if my opponent has like mass removal, like creatures are not going to be that useful anyway. So I might as well deal some damage and hope to finish the game off with the frenzy with some burn spells and such. But it's a tough decision for sure.
I mean, it does hit him down to 10 already, right? He gets a token, mentor trigger, and then 5 to the face.
Yeah.
Bolas probably eats the War Boss.
For sure. Yeah. So there's the Goblin, and there's a swing with everything. And he's gonna mentor. He can actually mentor on the Lava Runner if he wanted to play around Cry a little bit better, just to make it a 2/3. Decides against, but.
Oh yeah, I messed up. Of course, the Lava Runner is still a 1/2 and not a 2/2. So
yeah.
Down to
so
11.
Down to 11 only. Yeah. So. Okay, but now, enter the God Eternals.
Is there a 5th land?
There
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I think he just drew it.
Yes. How lucky.
Unlucky in the second game, now lucky in the third.
Yeah, so now it's gonna enter the guard return was the lava runner, I guess. Sure.
Yeah.
He's gonna mill
Mills
himself.
himself, yeah.
The usual. No, he gains some life back. There we go.
The other direction.
And also gets a 4/4 army. And now the game's gonna get interesting. Mills, erasure, lands, ritual. I like that his deck is so foiled out.
Yeah.
Like
I'm a huge sucker for foils.
yeah.
Built my German Highlander deck, full foil.
All right, let's see. Lukas, can you make some magic happen? Maybe with the Steamkin. Okay, swing. Maybe he has light up the stage on top. Wants to get the trigger.
This is also against Frenzy. You always have the decision. It's like, does he have like a 3 damage spell on top?
Yeah, it could be a shock as well.
Yeah, but I think there is no way he's not blocking here, right?
Yeah, he for sure will block. I mean,
he's dead in 2 turns if he keeps swinging, right? He
ooh,
does have 8 power on
takes
board.
everything.
Takes all of it.
Interesting. So light up the stage. There we go. No surprise here for me at least. He
can respond. Yeah,
I like that he has it on the stack. So now let's see if he has any more spells on top. Okay, so he's gonna play the land from his deck. Probably now Steamkin now.
Does he have anything to follow it
I'm
up?
Surely he has something else. No. No.
No, he passes the turn. That's unfortunate.
I mean, I love big frenzy plays.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there's another
God Eternals, and that's gonna make it an 8/8 army. That's a swing for nearly lethal. Yeah, and I think at this point it's over. Now shows
there has to be a huge frenzy turn.
Yeah, but now I like the swing because now it also means that just the nickel bolas finishes off the game and it's a flyer. So
yeah, he will have to shoot at least 4 damage, which means he's out of. I mean, the 16 life is pretty comfortable.
If tapping 3 mana probably means like Chain Whirler, awkward.
Which opens the possibility for 3 damage spell though, on the bolas.
Sure. Or a Pyromancer. Okay,
Lightning Strike.
Nice, okay.
Yeah.
It's important here. Still, the game is the balancing on a knife's edge. You can still play the land from the light up stage from the previous turn. Yeah. He's trying to explain that I have not played a land.
I think he's trying to figure out whether he played it or not,
he did
not. So, any attacks?
He's thinking about it. I mean, he probably can't attack with both creatures. Yeah, just attacks with one. Yeah, down 13 is the game not over yet. It's gonna go down to wire. Ritual of Soot. Actually, Ritual is not good because it would kill the army as well. Cry of the Carnarium does not kill the Chain Whirler. So, Bezevel. Cry the Carnarium. Okay, that's fine. And Suva, Chump Block. Yeah, everything's exiled. Yeah, that's exiled as well. Not that it matters, I think. And now, can he?
Here we go.
He needs a blocker at least.
Steamkin would be the best first spell, right?
Ooh, oh, Direfleet Daredevil.
Ooh, is there a Bedevil in the graveyard? That would be huge.
There's a Vraska's Contempt.
That's also huge.
The rest, there was a Contempt.
And he does have the mana to cast it.
He also has, he could play, so he's going to play Direfleet Daredevil. While it's on the stack, he's going to get a quick look at what's on top of his deck.
Very aware of all the little interactions with Frenzy that are possible.
Lukas is a very good player. I mean, he played the Pro Tour in London, the Matej Championship. It was the first one that he played, but he has he might have more GP money finishes than me.
Really?
Yeah, because he's been playing like since 16. He's playing a lot of GPs, and he's like the master of the top 64. He's done always X3 or X4, but never quite top 8. All right, so Vraska's Contempt takes care of the army. I think Lukas is up to 6 now.
Yeah,
and hasn't reflected in our screen. Thought Erasure. Okay, it's not very relevant here. But he wants the surveil here. Gets rid of land, and now
all of a sudden
the frenzy can really take over. Let's see, land of the top. Is there a spell? There is a spell. A chain roller.
12. Is another land.
Might be.
A lot of lands in hand, but those
That's
are irrelevant
good.
anyways.
That's good though. It makes it that much more likely that he has spells on top. It could be something like a lava core that he can't play, which would be a bit awkward.
Lava core would be very awkward. Do you shoot your own creature there just to keep going?
No, I don't think so. He's probably thinking about it. You did call me a prophet before, or did I call myself a prophet? No one knows, and there's no way to find out.
It's not rewatchable.
Yeah, I think still the life totals are not correct, but I think Lukas should be at 6.
He should be at 6 life.
Yeah.
Because he cast the Rascal's Contempt. I mean, he could attack with the Direfleet Daredevil and Lava Coil it afterwards.
Sure.
But still.
We're just guessing. Could be a tapping force. So another frenzy?
Another frenzy.
That's
all
fine. Maybe he was thinking about if he wants to draw it rather than play it, in case he would get some cards in hand that he wants to destroy frenzies. But he has so many lands in hand and not at most one spell, because we saw it off of the Thought Erasure before. Cyprian just drew lots of lands, yeah. All right. Can we get going now? Pyromancy down to 8. He might get lethal here.
Yeah, 1 more damage spell.
Land. Light
up the stage.
All right.
Yeah.
The stack.
Check it.
No, he's happy with that.
2 lands.
That's great though. Gets rid of them for frenzy purposes.
And 3 to the Doom.
Is there something?
Or does Cyprian get another turn?
I mean, he milled all of it. He played 2 Enter the Garden turns and milled the 3rd one. So he's certainly not going to gain any life back. But he's going to go down to 3 here. And pass.
Okay. Also
one more turn, but I think this is over. I mean, Cyprian was really far ahead, but then Lukas found the Chain Roller into Lightning Strike of the Frenzy, which was super key. Now he found I think Bolas got Eternal, but I think it's too late.
It's too late. That's not gonna do anything at this point.
Yeah, he can kill a Chain Roller, but it's not enough, and I don't think he can dig.
If he pluses it and finds Moment of Craving, is that enough to keep him alive? I don't think so.
He would go up to 5, but he would take 5 from the creatures. Yeah. Remember, there's Galera on the cards, but there's Pyromancer, Direfleet Daredevil, and Chain Roller, and that's it. Wow.
Wow.
Come back.
Wouldn't have expected that. Awesome.
Yeah,
that has been a fantastic game.
Yeah, that was a great game, and it's usually what happens when frenzy, but it's not like super dominant, but kind of just chugs along still while the opponent stumbles for a turn or two. And yeah, Lukas Paugsch now moving up to 5-1. Still needs to win 2 more rounds to make it into top 8 for sure. It's going to be tense. And okay,
all right,
perfect.
We got some more Magic for you coming up.
Nice. All right, so we're gonna get some players. We have Patrik, Szmatana, and what's that open?
Thomas Klein.
Okay. So just so you know, there before we get into the decks and everything, before we move the players and we change the graphics, I'll keep talking about who we have on top of the standings. Of course, you can check it out yourself over at spielraum.co.at, and there's coverage of this event with all the pairings and standings that you can muster. And we have coming into this round, we have 6 players at 5-0. At the top of the standings, Nicola Palmieri. Then Thomas Klein and Patrik Szmatana are 2 and 3. We're going to watch those right now. And Christian Schwarz, Adrian Schrenk. We saw those in the feature match in the previous rounds. Those are 5-0 as well as Francis Logan, I would say, pronunciation-wise. There's also a player with a draw. That's Fabian Lachner at 4 wins and a draw. And then a whole bunch of players at 4 wins and 1 loss from 8th place until 38th place. So 30 people. 30 people
that's a lot.
4-1. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be 15 after next round. And then half of that later on, but it's still going to be interesting. So now Luke is walking out of the room with like big eyes. And he knows that this was much, much closer than he would have liked. he knows that he got a little bit lucky. And
So-
Patrik is learning Esper Super Friends,
Esper Super.
and it's
Friends.
one game apiece. It
So we're
looks
gonna
like.
see game 3 here.
Yes, there we go. So Patrik on the right, Thomas Klein on the left. Esper mid-range against Esper Super Friends. Okay, what's in the mid-range deck?
We have, of course, the 4 Hero of Prescient 1.
Okay,
No surprise there.
4 Thieves.
4 Thief of Sanity, 4 Thought Erasure. Pretty standard. 3 Teferis for 3 and 3 Teferis for 5.
Nice.
We do have Elite Guild Guard Mage.
That's interesting. That's not a card that he's been seeing play that much. I think it's like the 4-mana 2/3 flyer with Easy Life and
Draws a card, right?
it's great against mono red, I would assume, but probably quite weak in a matchup like this. So I assume we're not going to see any in the post sideboard games. Even though it does draw a card, it doesn't really do much.
Yeah, and the sideboard you already talked about it. We have, of course, the Elder Spell,
Of course.
prominent card. The Eldest Reborn.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't seen that in a while though.
That's still good.
Still good. Still can get those planeswalkers out of the enemy graveyard. To the rest, to Dovin's Vetoes. Do you
Sure.
think those will come in?
Probably, yeah, even though they're not great against the small Teferi, but you also have Vraska's Contempt to deal with that. Plus the advantage of using the Esper Hero, as this deck is sometimes called, that you can actually pressure the Planeswalkers, something like the Teferi Time Raveler.
And if you back it up with Dovin's Veto, you both protect your board, advance it, get a token.
Sure, yeah, exactly.
What do you have in Patrik's sideboard?
Like completely typical Esper Super Friends deck, nothing really surprising. He's running 2 Dovin, 2 Kazmina, 1 Karn, a Sign of Urza. Has some cast downs and elder spells in the main deck, and even a moment of craving for the early turn, so he can definitely interact. After sideboard, he has 2 Enter the God Eternals, which I can probably see coming. I think Patrik has to, in this matchup, he has to figure out a way not to lose to Hero and to Thief. So I assume he's going to bring in quite a few of the early interaction with creatures, but then we know that Thomas can punish him with some of the planeswalkers of his own, as well as maybe Dovin's Veto and so on. So I think this is a very interesting matchup. I think Patrik,
A lot of interaction on both sides.
exactly, and lots of different ways that it can go as well. So
Thomas is taking a mulligan though. Looks like Patrik lost the last game, is now on the play, and hopefully we get to see 7 versus 6 and not mulligan to 4 again.
yeah, not a great hand from Patrik.
Is
it
it
looks like
double Elder Spell?
it might be. I definitely only see 2 lands though. That's never good.
I think Teferi, Hero of the Menaria, was visible as well, so we'll see. Oath of Kaya, very good card.
Yeah, so Dash T8 is asking what decks are doing well in the MCQ. So we don't have the full view of the metagame, but we know that Esper variants are doing quite well. Actually, we should change the scores because these players are 5-0. So I can help you. 5-0, safe. There we go. And so as you can already see, these decks are doing pretty well. 5-0 on both sides.
You mentioned Christian Schwarz. We also had him on stream.
He was Dreadhorde, I
He was
think.
Dreadhorde, exactly.
And Adrian Schrang was also Esper Super Friends. So
yeah, so
so Esper and Dreadhorde decks are doing pretty well. There's the Watery Grave from Patrik. Again, his hand just okay. He has
He's a
he's Kazmina Drawn Catacomb as well. The Wrath. There's a Hero Precinct 1 with the Dovin's Veto backup. Another Elder Spell.
who talked about being a prophet? Was that you?
I think it was me. But another hero, and let's see if Thomas wants to put up the pressure, or if he wants to protect his hero with the Dovin's Veto. Patrik's hand really didn't come together. He has 3 Elder Spells in his hand.
This is quite awkward against
Yeah.
creatures pressuring your life totals. It does have a Kaya's Wrath in hand though, but is missing the 4th land.
This hand is super awkward.
This could be a deciding point already in the game. If Thomas does tap out for another hero and Patrik misses the land,
And it's probably over.
Then it's probably over. If he does find the land, then everything is wide open again.
He was saying now, if Patrik draws a white sword, I'm sure he's praying to the gods to draw a untapped white sword, because if he does, he's going to be in great shape.
And there it is. Wow, that is huge. That
Isolated
is huge.
Chapel Kaya's Wrath, boom! That's what I like to see. Not just rooting for a friend, but it was like a really big top
Yeah,
deck.
this is the top deck he hoped to have, and the game is now wide open.
And a discovery is exactly the play you do not want to
to
make after something like that. And especially Patrik now, he can untap into a Kasmina. If he draws land, he can even play Teferi, which would be brutal on this board. Looks like Thomas Klein is keeping both. Probably wants a fourth land
Yeah, there it
for a
is.
hero.
Runs out another hero.
So one more land.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
he's really good at this game. He really
I'm
is.
gonna call you up the next time the lottery numbers are coming in. So
You should call Patrik. I'm just the guy observing. Hitting the, going to the slot machines and hitting a winner time after time. But decision time now, because I understand why Patrik might be reluctant to play Teferi in minus, because if Thomas then has the removal spell for the Teferi, he basically just didn't get anywhere. So he might start off with a Kasmina.
yeah,
Just to protect
just
it.
minus, get a token.
And get rid of one of the elder spells.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like Kasmina. It also makes sure that your creatures and planeswalkers are better protected.
It looks kind of innocent because it's a 4-mana walker. You only get to activate it twice, but it has such a huge impact, especially on matchups where there's so much interaction involved. When all of a sudden all your spells cost 2 mana more to cast. I think actually Thomas left a Thought Erasure on top, if I'm not mistaken. So Kasmina is already doing her job there.
Patrick's already deciding if he wants to. He probably didn't discard land here, but he should discard the Elder Spell. He probably wants to keep land going. So there's the Elder Spell, the clear signal to Thomas Klein about what is happening this game. Okay, Thought Erasure then. It will mean that the hero deck will not be able to kill the wizard on the other side of the board, and Patrik will get to loot one more time to maybe draw into something good here.
Exactly. Thomas can attack his hand, but Kasmina probably help him out to find some useful stuff there.
Yeah.
Took of course, Teferi here of the Minaria.
Hey guys, sorry about the stream lag. We've had trouble with it all day. We're not in the Spielraum store, which has great internet, I heard. Here we're at the external site, which the internet is not great. We tried our best to fix it, but it's going up and down. It spikes.
Yeah, we're actually using the cube, Dry-Cube, which is running on the internet. The mobile phones use as well. So if it starts getting late in the round and people finish the matches, they go to the phones, write their friends, post standings, go to Twitter, whatever. They use up internet, and we're on the same line as them. So
yeah, sorry about that. It's gonna get better for the top 8, I assure you. All right, so there's a small Teferi. That's going to get Dovin's veto. But I assume now it's going to be the time for Patrik to pull the trigger on the cast down that he just drew to get rid of the hero and stop the incremental advantage. And I think Thomas is actually out of cards. He has 2. Yeah, Elder Spell and Vraska's Contempt.
Yeah, but the damage is already done at this point.
Yeah.
The board is stabilized. And it all came down to that one turn where Patrik drew the white source for his Wrath.
Indeed.
So 5th land for Thomas, no good attacks. His 1/1s are facing down 2/2s.
Yeah, now I think both players in draw-go mode.
The very interesting interaction with the Elder Spell is that you can reload your Planeswalkers that only tick down. So that's nice to have there. Do you think Patrik will send in? He does not send in one of his creatures. Doesn't want to lose to Kasmina. And Thomas immediately replays a hero. Just thinking about the mana.
Yeah, it doesn't have much else afterwards. Still just the Vraska's Contempt and the Elder Spell, and Kasmina is not really a target you want to have. It's a Thought Erasure from Patrik. That's quite good. He can play it here to at least clear the way for future Planeswalkers.
And do you get rid of the Elder Spell or the Vraska's Contempt? Because
probably the Elder Spell, just because you still have Kasmina on board, and it would just with this way Thomas can't even play the Contempt because you need to pay the 2 extra. So yeah, Surveil went to the graveyard, I think.
Yeah,
he should play the. He doesn't have to play the Golden Shrine. Patrik's still keeping that Right, 4 mana. Okay, Elite Guard Mage.
Here we go.
That's a card. He kept. I thought he would board them out, but like drawing a card gives him a token as well, plus a flyer to potentially deal with the Kasmina and other.
Just about to say the evasion is huge here.
Yeah.
First can deal with the Kasmina, and then, I mean, it takes a long time, but still, at least some pressure is on. And another land for Patrik. He did find that very crucial land on turn 4, but now he's found way too many lands.
Yeah, he's flooded. He drew then after the Isolated Chapel. He drew 2 more lands, and now then 2 more later on after all those Kasmina triggers. So he needs something good here, as long as Thomas doesn't have that as much pressure. Now finally the Kasmina gets dealt with. There's going to be a duress, double Elder Spell. That's pretty easy.
No decisions there.
To be fair, like Patrik had early on, he had triple Elder Spell. It's almost like a triple mulligan this game, and he's still in the game. Narset.
Wow, that's a huge.
It's great. It's great. Even if he gets Vraska's Contempt, it will find something something else.
Thomas is on Teferi, I think. I think he found a big Teferi.
Interesting. So Narset.
So no whiff here. Land. I think there's some spell.
Yeah,
is it another Elder Spell?
Yeah, and an Oath of Kaya. I don't think he has 4 Elder Spell though. He's one in the sideboard and 2 in the main deck. So I think it's something else.
Oath of Kaya is quite nice here though, right? Can remove the...
Oh, it's a Commander Dreadhorde.
Oh, well that changes everything.
That's also a very, very good card.
That changes quite a lot. Let's see.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
We do have big Teferi, small Teferis.
Kasmina.
Quite a few Planeswalkers to take there. Also the hero.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting set of turns here for Patrik and Thomas, because there's also the hero of Precinct 1, Thief of Sanity in Thomas's graveyard.
Thief of Sanity. All right, I already forgot about that.
So lots and lots of options. But we'll see what it comes down to. Yeah, so he's counting the mana. Thomas is thinking about the Vraska's attempting the Narset here and keeps swinging. Patrik's still at 18.
Here comes the Vraska's Contempt.
Yeah. Not many. Thomas, if he draws like a Dovin's Veto now, he can close the door on the game, or nearly, but he doesn't have as much pressure as he would like. Just finds the Howled Fountain. Does he have Teferi? Big Teferi.
Big Teferi. Questions if he has to go Teferi plus.
Yeah. He
search for something or remove a token.
He could try to go for a minus and try to go for a big swing, just to put pressure on the life total as much as possible.
Reduces,
but he draws. Maybe digs for Dovin's Veto. Finds another land. Oh, this game's gonna get interesting.
I think your line of minusing.
Just a swing for 2. Okay, now this is a big turn, especially because Thomas, of course, he should untap 2 lands with the Teferi to at least bluff the Dovin's Veto. But I think Patrik doesn't have any other options. He can't really wait or anything, so he should just play. Ooh, he also has the Thought Erasure. Doesn't have another land though, right? So,
no. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So another land would be huge.
Let's take a look.
In theory, if he commands the Dreadhorde and draws into a land off of something like Kasmina, he could also Elder Spell, allow the Planeswalkers to immediately ultimate Teferi.
That would be a sick line.
But now I think we're going to have to wait a little bit, until Patrik finishes this. He can't take too much damage.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way.
Very sometimes Command the Dreadhorde is a very easy spell to cast. You just slam it, take everything out of the graveyard, put it onto the battlefield, and your opponent will concede. But in games like this, where there are actually quite some creatures on the opposing side, you do have to take into account your life total and possible plays, especially with Planeswalkers.
I think Kasmina is a given that he's gonna take. Okay, that's also another line. I just like Kasmina as a way to protect his guys as well. In a way, it's already 10. I would make him go down to 6 here. I think he seems happy with that.
Yeah.
No, because Mina. This getting the hero also gives him a nice blocker as well. So I like this. So he's going to go down to 6. Yep.
And he can draw up to 2 cards if he wants.
Yeah.
So
He has
probably will minus the big Teferi though, right?
he has to decide how exactly he's going to want to play this, because he can mine. Okay, so he pluses the big Teferi. Finds a Liliana. Okay, it's a big play, but not as relevant here. He might want to bounce the Elite Guard Mage.
It's a bit awkward because he gets to draw a card, but still
Yes.
it's his best creature at the moment. So
Oh, he's gonna plus.
that's interesting.
Okay, because he can still play the Elder Spell.
Ah, okay, yeah, because it's not
later
instant, it
on.
gets to untap.
Yeah. Or he can play Thought Erasure in the draw step. Okay, he's gonna Elder Spell the Teferi and put counters. I assume he's gonna put it on his.
His Teferi, right?
His
I
big-
mean,
the big
Teferi,
one.
of course.
Yeah. He has 2 Teferis on 5. Okay, he's gonna put it on the.
I think it's the small one.
Yeah, it looks like the small one. All right.
So big draw step for Thomas. And
Another land. That's huge for Patrik. He wants to win this match. The guard mage now has a big decision. Do I start attacking planeswalkers? Do I still go face? At this point, I would imagine. But if he doesn't attack the planeswalker, then they're going to minus at some point. Okay, big swings here.
So this is everything to the face, I
It's
see.
everything
Yeah.
to the face. Yep. That's 4 damage. It's going to come through.
Put him down to 2.
Yep. But one of the wizards should die, I think. Yeah,
Yep.
because they blocked the hero precinct 1. But now
It looks like he's stabilized, right?
he's on 2 though. Yeah, so I think he's gonna bounce the guard mage.
He can bounce the token, play the Liliana minus.
Sure, that's also another line. He would then lose some of his board though. Like he would lose both his creatures as well. Unless he does something else. This is really tough, but I think Patrik can win this.
Yeah.
I think so. There's a way for him to win this. Everything is him. He just has to figure out. You can see he's thinking like, what is my line of play to win this? And I think he just has to clear the board, not give Thomas any extra draws, unnecessary draws.
I think the last turn was pretty much an indication of that. Thomas was just sending in everything and was like, okay, this is your game.
Yeah, what I like.
I'm doing my thing.
What I actually like here is bouncing the guard mage.
Mhm.
Oh no, he can't. Yeah, he can bounce the guard mage. Yep, he's gonna draw a card again. He can play another Teferi to plus, and then play double Thought Erasure in the draw step if he needs it to. At least he'll get full information about what's going on. He can still play the land as he should, and now he could even attack with both. Yeah, why not? He playing double Thought Erasure is going to give him 2 1/1 tokens with the hero he stole, and so draw step. Yep, go for the draw. All right, so here's the Thought Erasure. He's going to take the guard mage.
He's probably gonna cast the second one because he doesn't want him to scry. Yeah.
Takes the guard mage, then takes the surveil. Slow down, buddy. Yeah, that's hits the bin. Another Thought Erasure on the discovery. Another 1/1 token. Another surveil.
He's playing fast, but you don't want to mess up here.
Yeah. I think he might also. He still has the Elder Spell in hand, if I'm not mistaken. Or he already went through quite a few. I still think he has one left.
I think it's his last card is Liliana.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
So and the Narset. So all the planeswalkers.
He's gonna attack with everything, and I think he might then Liliana minus.
Oh, he's playing it safe.
Okay.
Was very quick with his Thought Erasures during the opponent's turn. Now slowed down a bit.
Yeah, so it's gonna draw a card with 1. Plus the small Teferi. There goes Liliana. I think he's gonna minus now. He's going to draw 2 more cards, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
because each player sacrifices 2 creatures. He knows that Thomas doesn't have anything. He just thought erasure to him, and there's more planeswalkers coming in from Patrik here, but won't be able to play any of them. Has a Karn.
Yeah.
Taps 2.
The fairy only lets you cast instants and sorceries at instant speed.
An Esper Shock would be great for Thomas Klein here. Anything just to deal the last 2 damage, but I think it's going to be very difficult to find anything that would deal 2 damage.
No collective brutality in this standard format, so
no.
Patrik is pretty safe here.
Yeah, it's especially because of Teferi that you know that your opponent's not going to be able to do anything here.
There are no instant speed shenanigans.
Yep.
That will steal this game.
All right, so there's the Narset. Gonna keep digging.
Superfriends really coming together.
Bunch of Teferis.
And the cast down. Okay, now he's
Just
absolutely safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even though the life totals don't reflect it yet, this game is all but over.
This is this is pretty crazy. Crazy game. This was a great set of matches that we saw.
So many swings.
Yeah. So Karn puts a land in hand. So, I mean, Thomas can still draw an Elbow Spell off top just to kill all the planeswalkers.
Would be nice to see.
Yeah, but ultimately, it's as we talked about even before. Like at some point, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like if you Elbow Spell 5, okay, it's a 5 for 1, but the opponent already gets so much advantage off of those planeswalkers that it's not going to matter.
And I think we're like 2 turns past that point.
Yeah. Elbow Spell?
No. Don't think so.
No, again, nothing. It could be like, it'd be cool to see like Teferi, Elder Spell, put all the counters here, ultimate go. So many cards, so many planeswalkers.
Yeah, Patrik is thinking about which planeswalkers he can sacrifice to play the new ones.
Ultimate Teferi. Yeah, there it is. Play another big Teferi, draw a card, start exiling your permanents. This is brutal now. It was so close, and yet he probably even forgot to put a 1/1 into play with the hero precinct
one. Yeah.
I mean, he's probably trying to hurry up to finish off the game because I see the timer is going down pretty fast. He just wanted to make sure that Yavimot's while offering.
He even has that, so there's no coming back in this and the next game. He's so far ahead.
Yeah.
This is enough to win 2 games.
Narset and Narset get revealed off the Karn. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, another 2/2. The offering can go into your hand, Patrik.
The board is now full with cards. Yeah, this is the hand.
Yeah, he's like, what was this again? Yeah, that's my hand. All right, and end of turn untaps 2 lands, pass the turn.
2, 5, 6, 8 power on the battlefield. Thomas, yeah,
and another
that's
land for Thomas. Yeah, there's the handshake. Patrik Szmatana moves up to 6-0 in this 8-round tournament. He's very close to a top 8 berth. These guys at 6-0 might think about double drawing, but it could also prove to be risky because there's been a lot of players in this tournament, and they'll see that the number of players at X&1 is just going to be huge.
Yeah.
So they might not be able to draw in.
Yeah, you don't want to be the one who goes 6-0 and then draws yourself out of the top 8.
True.
I mean, he's a perfect record right now. The deck has been delivering the lands when he needs them.
Yeah,
the
exactly. And
when he wants
it's been
them,
exciting. So. There's Patrik, as you see, walking by. Oh yeah, not yet. All right, never mind. Anyway, we've done with this round. That was almost the last match of this round, I assume. So we're not going to be away for too long, and we're going to come back and show you more matches. We had round 7 and round 8, the decider. So see you soon enough.
Stay tuned. See you soon.